Once again, name's Joseph Skoda, G.I. Joe Skoda. Look for me in social media shows and so many other things out there because it's time to have fun. It's time to create your own life, your own vision, your own lifestyle. Do it with class. Have some fun, everyone. Bye-bye now. Hello, everyone. Hey, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. As you can see today, my office is outside. And believe it or not, I like my office outside more than I do inside. Even though I have a lot of different places in my life, I'm going to be outdoors. Hello, everyone. Hey, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. As you can see today, my office is outside. And believe it or not, I like my office outside more than I do inside. Even though I'm in a lot of different places and I'm invited to speak in a lot of different arenas, I prefer the outdoors more than anything else. Now, today is a Saturday. I want to talk to you a little bit about preparation. A lot of us, not preparation H, and maybe that's what we need to talk about some other time, but being prepared for whatever the situation may be. Now, many of you know I'm a Toastmaster. I'm able to speak off the cuff in many cases, which works in most situations. But every now and then you have to have a little bit of meat to what you're talking about. You have to have a little bit of maybe even a research before you start talking. And the bottom line is you need to be prepared. Because even though I speak a lot at places and sometimes on the same topic, which makes it easy for me, especially when I'm talking about some of my passions, but every now and then someone will say, hey, we want you to address our audience on this, or our business partners on that, or just to address who's ever there. And quite frankly, if I'm not prepared, it shows. It shows. I know, because I've been called out once or twice in my life, and I can feel, you can feel, if you're just babbling on, and sometimes my videos I'm just babbling on, but I'm trying to give a point that if you're prepared, your life could change. And much for the better. If you look around me, I'm outside. I mean, I'm over here by the pool right now. I just finished the workout, which is always nice. And trust me, I don't work out 7 days a week like I should. But that's part of being prepared, because if your body's physically fit and your mind's physically fit and all of those great things, and then you're able to prepare yourself better for whatever situation might come along. Now, you know I'm a veteran, and I'm so passionate about helping other veterans out in a lot of different ways, with claims, but more importantly, a way of life. Some of us don't know transition very well from the service into civilian life. We're a little lost. When you're in the military, believe it or not, it's kind of a crutch in some ways, because someone tells you what to wear, they tell you where you're going to live, they tell you all those things, what your job's going to be. Sometimes you're always being told what to do, until you get into leadership and have a mind of your own. But that doesn't happen overnight. That's a long transition even in the military world. So a lot of us get lost when we transition. But going back to my topic that I'm talking about is being prepared. Preparation. If you're not prepared to leave the military, if you're not prepared for the next promotion, get prepared. Get your ducks lined up in a row. Learn Toastmasters, learn how to speak, develop self-confidence. Read self-help development books. If a lot of people go to the military, say, I'm going to go to school and get a great job. Well, why aren't you doing that while you're still active duty? Why do you wait to get out and with the uncertainty? At least while you're working full-time and earning income, hopefully a savings, you go to school. It might take a little bit longer to get your degree, I know it took me 12 years to get my associate's degree, and I did it the wrong way. And there's other ways to do it a little bit quicker and faster with online courses. But anyways, when someone asks you to do something, almost always say yes. You can learn later if you have time to learn later. But a lot of us just jump into stuff and not having a clue. That works sometimes. If it's short term, then you can do something, bang a hammer, put up a wall real quick and move on. But if it's a long-term project, seriously, make sure you're ready for it. Make sure you're prepared, because it's a reflection of you and sometimes your family or whatever organization you're working with. If you just pull something out of your ass, expecting like you got it going on, it doesn't always work that way. Trust me. We need to watch our language, our actions, because people are watching us. But, you know, feel free to be who you are. But we do have to modify our behavior sometimes. We have to modify our thinking sometimes, because quite frankly, we need to work on ourselves. None of us are perfect. So our imperfections we need to work on, and not just what we're good at, become better, but working at things that we can use some help. Ask for constructive criticism. Ask for evaluations, and don't be so negative or defensive when they give it to you. How are we going to get better if someone unless someone we trust tells us how we can do better and what we can prepare better for and what we need to know? We need to get off of our high horses sometimes and really focus on what's important. I'm so thankful I did all that time in the military, absolutely. But life, there is a life after the military also. There is a life, there's a whole world out there. And you can, quite frankly, have anything you want. You can live anywhere you want to be. You can make a difference right in here, right now, today, if you really, really want to. I'm just begging you to be prepared. Hey, reach out to me as a coach. I can help mentor you to what you want to do, your vision, help you develop that, help you create your own vision, what you want to do. Share with you some of the things I did right, some of the things I did wrong. Maybe that will help you, who knows. But the point is, if you're not prepared, get prepared, because it will fall apart and people will see right through that. Hey, it's very important to be able to speak on your feet, very important to be able to speak for 10 to 15 minutes or 2 minutes or even an hour. But make sure you got something going on here good so you can better be prepared, have that confidence in any situation, and quite frankly, go after whatever you want to, you need to go after. The world is counting on you. The world, we're all put here for a purpose. We're all put here for a specific situation, and it might be just to help someone else out. It might be to hold the hand of an elderly man or woman and walk them across the street. It may be to teach a kindergartner how to color. Does it really matter? The bottom line is, we're all designed for a purpose. And it's up to you and I to figure out how to do the best with the purpose that we're designed for. And quite frankly, that helps with preparation. Once again, name's Joseph Skoda, G.I. Joe Skoda. Look for me on social media shows and so many other things out there, because it's time to have fun. It's time to create your own life, your own vision, your own lifestyle. Do it with class. Have some fun, everyone. Bye-bye now.
His job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, A coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World
VIP-vacation-club.com and select you want to be a platinum member or gold member, and then you email me back at allpros, ALLPROWS @gmail.com, and I will give you $100 back. For whatever package you choose what you want, you choose the vacations you want to take. Once again, you get to choose your own vacations, you get to choose when and where in the world you want to go and who do you want to bring with you. And I personally will give you $100 back on your membership. Get VIP-vacation-club.com.
And I am a fashionista. I think that empowering women is so important. There are so many negative things that are being said about women in today's society that it is crucial that women help encourage and motivate and inspire each other. We, at the end of the day, who do we really have? We have each other. So please tune in to our wonderful Honeybee Show every Tuesday at 5 o'clock. Be there so you can be a part of our discussion on how we can empower each other. At the end of the day, it's about you and me and we coming together to make a difference.
Check it.
And organizations got together and doing what they're doing.
Well, what we do is we come together, we teach carpentry and construction skills, and while we're teaching those skills to the people that are...
Hello everyone, you're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Today my office is actually outside the Home Depot in Santa Maria, California, where we're fortunate enough to help build a tiny house, a workshop going on, where there's probably close to 50, 60 people from not just California, but all around the U.S. putting together something big. And the lead of the project right now is my friend Gabrielle, who's executive director of Operation Tiny House. How you doing, Gabrielle?
Hey, Joseph, thank you.
Absolutely.
It's so great to have you here.
Oh, this is great. Tell me more about where you're from.
So I am from the Northwest, and Operation Tiny Home is currently headquartered in Oregon.
Oregon?
Yes.
So you grew up in the Northwest?
I grew up in Seattle. I am a Northwest girl. I actually have spent some time, 7 years in New York City, in Manhattan, and then I actually launched Operation Tiny Home originally in Grass Valley, California, so I've done some time in a lot of different places.
Okay, I was wondering, I thought you did not like the warm weather.
Oh,
kind of
no,
like it up north a little bit.
I like the warm weather.
You like the warm weather?
Yeah, I do.
I know, this place grows on you after a while.
Yes, it does.
Well, tell us a little bit about what got you involved in the Tiny Home Project and what you're doing now.
Sure, absolutely. Well, Operation Tiny Home started as a project where I wanted to support a family friend who is a veteran. And it was actually my mom who reached out and shared with me that he was living in a situation that, as we discovered, was really unacceptable and very unhealthy. And so we decided we were going to do what we could to help him. And I started a crowdfunding campaign, and I was able to get the support of the community and was able to raise over $17,000. And let me tell you, that was the hardest $17,000 I've ever raised. Anybody who's done crowdfunding, kudos to them, because it's not easy.
It's not easy.
But Home Depot was the first to support me, even back then. Yeah, so they've been with us from the very beginning, and I was able to get some of the local suppliers to donate materials, and we were able to give him his dream. And that's how it all started. It was just a project, and I had never intended for it to become this, but it took on a life of its own. Yeah, it's been incredible.
So, and I work a lot with, well, not necessarily homeless veterans, but I work with veterans. I'm retired Air Force myself. But I know a lot of people who are dire straits, just want shelter of some sort. It doesn't matter what it is, just sort of out of the elements, and you feel safe and secure. And obviously you're doing that. How long have you been doing this, you say?
So we started it in 2014.
2014.
Yeah.
A few years ago.
Yes, so a little over 5 years. So it's been a wild ride. And we've helped to launch 9 different housing communities all across the nation. Communities. This is our 17th home. We have launched our Building a Better Future for Veterans program, our Native American housing program. We have a tool distribution program where we just sent over $70,000 worth of tools to the Bahamas to help for their rebuild efforts after Hurricane Dorian. And that's through our partnership with Milwaukee Tool. So we also have an incredible partnership with Sutter Home Family Vineyards where we're doing down payment assistance grants. And our main partner right now is Wells Fargo, and they're supporting us in all of those programs.
I see outside these doors of this particular tiny house, we have Wells Fargo out there. We have a lot of Operation Webs, which is based out of Santa Maria. It's kind of co-sponsored.
Well, this is actually how it all began for us being here. Was Sandy Blair, who is the founder and executive
Air Force veteran.
Yes, she is. So she was actually somebody who came to one of my workshops, and she came to a workshop that was in Sacramento 2 years ago. And we have been kind of working together, and she took this idea of wanting to support her fellow sisters in having access to housing, and in that transition of becoming a civilian. And she really has just blown it up. And so we're here to be able to support her in launching the tiny housing component of her organization.
I've probably known Sandy a couple years myself, and when she first mentioned this to me, how she wants to not just build tiny homes, but build tiny homes for homeless female veterans. That's a huge deal.
Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit about what's going on outside these doors and how the different communities and organizations got together and doing what they're doing.
Well, what we do is we come together, we teach carpentry and construction skills. And while we're teaching those skills to the people that are participants in our workshops, we're actually building a home that is then used to support someone in their community. So it's really powerful. I always say, we may be building homes, but what we're actually building is community. And it's really powerful, and the workshops can be incredibly healing. A lot of times veterans are dealing with, when they come out of the military, they miss that camaraderie, they miss that feeling of having purpose. And so oftentimes, depending on the community we're working with, there can be a real healing component. And I've seen and witnessed the most incredible miracles happen in those 3 days. It really is powerful.
So most of your workshops 3 days long?
Most of them are, yes. We come in and we will do a component of a build. So you can't build an entire home, because our homes are not shelters. They're intended to be permanent housing.
Sure. And
so they have all the amenities you would find in a full-size house. And so we have, not all of them do, but many of them. We really like to work and find out with the partner we've worked with, what their needs are. And so with, for example, the home that we're building here, it's going to have a kitchen, a full-size bathroom, a bathtub.
I'm helping put the flooring in right now. I'm kind of dirty. It's a lot of fun.
So in this situation, we have the ability for her to utilize this home and give someone a kind of a more permanent housing support. And they have all those amenities that will give them that comfort that they're looking for.
I know most of the tiny homes I see are built on trailers, basically. Now, I know you towed this here from somewhere. Where did it come from?
So originally this home was a workshop that we did in Oklahoma. So we had supported a group in Oklahoma and got together with a number of veterans there. And we started it as a dry-in project. And so what a dry-in means is from the outside looking in, the home is complete. And then what we're doing here is the inside. We're doing the finished carpentry, and then we also are doing multifunctional furniture. Now, when you're living in a small space, you have to utilize that space very creatively. And so you don't have a piece of furniture that's just going to do one thing in a small space. It's got to do many things. And so another person that's here is Zach Giffen. And Zach Giffen and Greg Dewey, and they are from Tiny House Nation, and those guys are the best at
We
figuring
watched
out.
it. I saw a build they did, and the fireplace was in the living room.
Yeah.
And when they went to sleep, it just switched in the wall into the bedroom. And they do
Isn't
that
that
with
amazing?
TVs, and some of the furniture has multi-purposes.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting because you're in a small area. There's no room really for air. There's no extra space.
Right.
But I've seen a lot of the homes where, you know, if you haven't seen it before, just, okay, there's a trailer or a little box. But no, a living room, a kitchen, bathroom, a separate bedroom. Some even have lofts on top.
Yes.
I've seen some pretty big deals. So what's your next stop after here, after Santa Maria?
Well, we've been working a lot doing our down payment assistance grants, and those are really looking at serving people that are dealing with housing instability because they've had some sort of trauma or a hardship. A lot of people are displaced right now because of natural disaster, whether it be fires or hurricanes, and having access to a down payment that will help them purchase a tiny home, but they don't have an extra $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 laying around. This will help them get into that housing that will help them kind of rebuild their life. So that's a big program that we're really focusing on launching.
Now, what are some of the struggles that you have with these? I know some counties are just now allowing them to be in the backyards and other places. What are some of the challenges you have of putting someone in one, besides money?
Yeah, well, the biggest issue is policy and having the local support of zoning laws. And what we are seeing is quite a few communities are starting to see the opportunity of utilizing tiny homes as a real viable affordable housing solution, because there is a housing crisis in so many of our communities.
There is.
And what we see is that they're starting to take note and making policy change. And we're really being advocates in that conversation. We really want to see change at the level of policy, because that's where we're going to get the greatest impact, really, is having access, giving people the choice. Tiny home living isn't for everybody. Not everybody can do it, and that's okay.
That's
but
okay.
For those people that see it as being a lifestyle that they want, it would just open up the doors to a whole new world for them. It's a world of freedom, and it's a rich life for those people.
What I've noticed watching Zach on TV and other places is the communities, they often, maybe a dozen different tiny houses, but they'll have a farm, they'll have maybe a community center, maybe if they're way out in the middle of nowhere on transportation back into town. That's a big deal. That's real exciting. Okay. So anyways, Gabrielle, I appreciate you so much. Give a shout out. How can people find you?
OperationTinyHome.org. Go to our website, sign up for our newsletter. We will make sure that we let you know when we're going to be in your area. Join us for a workshop. It's really an incredible experience, and I highly recommend it.
I appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
God bless
Thank you.
This is In the Office with Joseph Skoda. I look forward to working with you and other veterans. And check this out. This is a good thing. Have a great day, everyone.